When you're asking someone $400 for a product, you're asking for a pretty big commitment. So, in this video, we're going to talk about whether Creative got it right or wrong with its recent release, the Sound Blaster X7. Now, up front, the X7 is not meant for everyone, nor is Creative trying to pitch this to everyone. You don't just put a $400 price tag on something like this and expect everyone to commit to it. They simply can't do that. What this is for people looking for an audio experience. We have audiophiles that want to experience the maximum level of detail on their movies, on their games, and for their music. Now, before I really get into all the features, I just want to say that you really can't compare the X7 straight up with another Dac AMP solution. If your only goal is to have the best Dac AMP solution at the $400 price point, this is not it. Just straight away, it's not going to work for you. It's just, there's so many other parts to this device that it couldn't possibly be as good as some of the high-end $400 solutions out there. So what does the X7 then provide in terms of value? Well, it's mainly about the features. So this product has Bluetooth and NFC, so it really allows you to make everything wireless. Now, it's very compact solution that you can stick on your shelf and really free up some space by removing maybe other unwanted audio devices that you've accumulated over the years. So one great thing about this having an amp and also having the correct connectors on the back is you can actually power your passive speakers. Now this turns those favorite bookshelf speakers that you've been using really into a modern Bluetooth solution, just like other Bluetooth speakers, because you hook it up in here and then you can use this with your phone, with your tablet, with whatever compact device you have. And what do you have? You just have a open, friendly, user-friendly solution for pretty much everything that you want to do. So first thing I want to do is just talk about some of the connectivity features that you get with the X7. Of course, you get the great Bluetooth and NFC. I think that's the most valuable part of this. If you can't use that, then this probably isn't the solution for you. When Creative thought about this, I know in their minds where they're going. Hey, let's modernize everybody's great bookshelf speakers that they've got. Let's modernize the way that we listen to music, watch movies, and play our games all through one small little device. So if you're not going to be using the wireless features, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. You can also hook up your iOS device using the Lightning connector and all of your Android devices very easily. And it works with both PC and Mac. Other connectors that it has, optical SPDIF out and in. It's got the mic in jack as well as a 3.5 and 6.3 millimeter headphone jack. Now I just want to talk about like the space age design and modern profile that you get with the X7. This thing looks great. It would look great anywhere. It would look great on your entertainment center. It would look great by your desk. It would look good in an office environment. So it's really nice and definitely one of the reasons that this won a CES Innovations Award was they were able to make this device so compact and appealing both aesthetically and in terms of its features. One really cool like audiophile kind of thing, just for a second, that I don't think everybody's going to be able to use is it has an op-amp swap. They actually built a little doorway into the bottom of the device so that you could just swap them in and out. I don't think everybody's going to be using these, but pretty cool if you ask me. It also has dual beam forming mics on the front panel that suppress noise and pick up your voice while you talk. While I don't think anybody's going to be using this for gaming because there's kind of a conflict of interest there in terms of if you're listening to actual speakers, whether you'd want to use that or not. I guess if you had headphones on, you could use that, but I think most people use their headset in terms of that. But, you know, taking calls or talking on Skype through your PC, it's very convenient that way, or listening or if you're just listening to music on your mobile device and you get a call, to take calls that way. The other kind of cool feature that it has is a headphone rest. Now, if you have super heavy, high-end headphones, this isn't going to work with that. But as you can see, I was able to get the Creative Arvana Live 2 headset up here without a problem. So, you know, for most headsets, this is going to be pretty convenient. Okay, now on to the DAC, which I'm sure of you will be interested in. The X7 uses a Burr Brown PCM 1794 127 decibel DAC to support higher resolution audio playback at up to 24-bit 192 kilohertz. It also has a Dolby Digital decoder for up to 5.1 channel playback. For most audiophiles, this will feel like a mid to upper range DAC overall. It's going to be good enough for most of you, but not everyone. That being said, even the pickiest of audiophiles may consider the convenience of something like the X7 worth it in a trade-off versus your higher-end DAC solution. Okay, in terms of amp, Creative says that this gives you up to 100 watts power, but you need to read the fine print here a little bit because it can be a little bit tricky in terms of whether you're using 8 ohm or 4 ohm impedance speakers, and also whether you're using the proper power cord. The high capacity power cord actually doesn't come with the model itself, but if you have everything correct and you're using those 4 ohm bookshelf speakers at 50 watts a piece, you technically can get up to 100 watts. It's going to be more than a lot of you need anyway, but it's good to know that you have that option. It also uses the Texas Instruments headphone amplifier to drive 600 ohm headphones, which is kind of cool. It can do 2 headphones at the same time. The X7 also has a very cool software suite. It also has a control app for like your tablet and your phone, so you can use it that way. But I found this very, very impressive for gaming and for using the presets on PC. The Scout mode is very cool on Battlefield 4. You also have your SBX Pro Studio, cinematic options, an equalizer, and more that really just allows you to customize this in the way that you want it. Okay, now on to the testing that I did with this unit. I used Creative's T4 2.1 wireless Bluetooth speaker system, which was a very cool system by itself. And one of the reasons that I'm glad I got to use something like this is because I could hook an optical cable directly from this speaker system into my computer to see exactly how that sounded. And I must tell you that even without the X4, that was a pretty fantastic solution. It sounded great, and it has Bluetooth and NFC just like the X7 does. So for some of you, hey, this is a very viable option. If you don't have bookshelf speakers and you just want a good solution for your PC, you know, maybe I'd steer you in the direction of the T4. But the cool thing to test here was to see whether adding the X7 really added any value here. And I can tell you that the detail was much improved by adding that X7. But for a lot of people, it won't necessarily be worth that price. It's, again, this is geared towards the audiophile, towards the gamer that wants to be able to personalize and hear certain things on the battlefield, or people that want a cinematic experience. So again, with the Creative T4, the sound already sounded pretty amazing. Adding the X7, it did add that extra level of detail that the audiophile is looking for. So to keep this video short, you can always go check out more in the write-up in the description below, where I have more information on the X7 on my website. But here's a quick look at the pros and cons for the Sound Blaster X7. Pros gives you those modern connectivity options that make being an audiophile a whole lot more simple and fun. The included software in Scout mode is really, really cool for gaming, and really a must-have for that gamer that has to have everything. There's good detail for music, games, and movies. Overall, it drives your 600 ohm headphones. It gives you that 24-bit 192 kilohertz playback. The amp allows for convenience and makes those retro bookshelf speakers that you have easier to use through Bluetooth and NFCs, brings them into this century. The low profile and sleek design of the X7 frees up space and really just looks awesome anywhere you put it. Cons, it's really, really expensive. It's going to price a lot of people out of the market. Also, if you already have a good Bluetooth speaker solution, it's going to be hard to justify a price tag like this. Like I was saying, I used the T4. It's not as good as some standalone DAC AMP solutions in the same price range. If you're the pickiest of audiophile and you need to listen to everything that you own at the highest, best possible quality audio, then perhaps this will count you out in terms of a possible buyer. It doesn't include the high power adapter. I don't really get that. That's about a $15 to $20 cable that you can purchase separately. But if you want to purchase the limited edition one that I believe has lower impedance on that $499.99 price tag, you can actually get the model that does include that adapter. It doesn't have HDMI support, and the microphone input from consoles cannot output through the X7, which leaves some gamers a little bit frustrated. You can use the X7 with the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, but the mic is a little bit weird. I have been seeing people that have been working on a workaround for that. I'm not sure really whether that's a thing or not. So I know what you're thinking. Now that we've gone through the pros and cons list, you want to know whether I think the X7 is worth it or not. And that's a really, really good question. Ultimately, it comes down to the features that you personally can use. If you don't have a lot of Bluetooth devices or maybe NFC pairing, you don't already have a pair of bookshelf speakers, I gotta question whether this is really worth it for you. Now, if you're an audiophile that maybe is willing to trade a little bit of audio quality versus another $400 DAC solution, let's say, for something that's going to be compatible with all of your devices and make it just so much simpler to be an audiophile, because an audiophile can be difficult. All those chords, all of those answers for all those devices that you have, everything can be solved in this device. For that person that's willing to give maybe just a little bit of a quality drop for that, I think it's highly worth it. The other thing is for gamers. If you're a gamer, or even if you're a movie watcher, it's really nice to be able to kind of personalize this to exactly what your tastes are. The software suite is really worth a lot in terms of customization. Overall, it really comes down to your personal preference. Now, if you have a question about this, you can ask me in the comment section here at facebook.com/top10gamer, or go to my written review where I even have more information on the X7 as well as close-up pictures. Okay, everyone, that's all I have for you today. I sure hope you liked this video. If you did, you can help me out by pressing that like button. That helps the video to get more exposure. You can also subscribe to me for more videos. We got a lot of great things coming up. Also, if you want to help the channel, you can go in the description and purchase the X7 or use our G2A.com link to purchase really cheap games online, a great place to go. All of that gives a small kickback to the channel, allows it to grow, allows me to do bigger and better things, which is always a good thing. Again, don't forget to ask me any questions that you have in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.